Okay, this is today's story. It's called The Night Iceberg. It's a story about penguins. I love penguins. They're hilarious. Tofter was cross. That was her jackrabbit that the baby was chewing. And that was her favourite storybook that the baby was scrunching. Her mummy said she had to learn to share. If any of you have little brothers and sisters that take your toys or take your things, then this is the story just for you. Or if you are a little brother or sister and you take your big brother and sister's things, this is also for you. It's about sharing. So there's Tofter, and her little brother has taken her things. But this was her own bedroom, and the baby was going to sleep. I don't want to share, said Tofter, but she had to. Mummy's saying she has to share. Because you all know, sharing is caring. That night, an iceberg went floating past Tofter's bedroom window, and it stopped. It looked peaceful and beautiful. It looked as if it didn't belong to anybody. That's going to be my iceberg, Tofter thought, and I'm not going to share it with anybody. There you go. Iceberg floating past the window. Have you had an iceberg floating past your window? I haven't. She thought about what she'd need on the iceberg. Her favourite jumper, which was really her dad's jumper. Her jackrabbit, her best fishing net, a tin of sardines, that's small fish to eat, in case she wasn't very good at fishing. So there she is, taking her suitcase for the things to stay on the iceberg. Then she tiptoed down the path and jumped onto the iceberg. She's running away. The iceberg drifted out to sea. Tofter danced around happily. At last, she had something that belonged to her, and nobody was sharing it. But then, there she is on the iceberg. Just down here, though. Who's this? Right down there. Pit-pat, pit-pat, pit-pat. Go away, said Tofter. This is my iceberg. Oh, that's not very nice. She's not being Kendrick kind. The penguin looked as if it was his iceberg. They both sulked off for a bit. So one saying, it's my iceberg. The other one saying, no, it's my iceberg. Tofter started to feel hungry. She tried to catch some fish, but they were too slippery. So she opened her tin of sardines. Pit-pat, pit-pat. Go away, said Tofter. These are my sardines. Tofter does not know how to share. Oh, all right, just one then. And she gave one sardine to the penguin. The penguin nuzzled Tofter's arm and gave her a hug. That felt nice. You can be my friend, said Tofter, but you can't have my last sardine. I'm saving that. There she is, sharing her sardines. And because she shared them, the penguin's now her friend, so sharing is good. All of a sudden, the penguin dived into the sea. Where are you going? Said Tofter. Then she heard pit-pat, 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 pit-pat. What is happening? Where's the penguin gone? Into the sea. What's she going to get? It was 500 penguins, and they all wanted Tofter's sardines. Oh dear, she hasn't got enough sardines. But I've only got one left, said Tofter. Reluctantly, she gave it to the little penguin. So she gave her last sardine. There she is. To the baby penguin. Aww. Just let Shang in. Oops. Hang on 1 second. Someone wants to come in. There you go. The little penguin snuggled up to her and said, "Thank you." He felt very soft and very fluffy. Tofter gave him a cuddle. That felt so nice that Tofter had an idea and made a big decision. She said to all the penguins, "Would you like to share my iceberg? I can show you my sliding game." So she's changed her mind. She enjoys being friends with the penguins so much that she's decided to share her iceberg. The penguins were very good at Tofter's sliding game. They played for hours. Whee! At last, everyone was tired, so they gathered around and told Tofter all about a story. It was about a little girl who had a mum and a dad and a baby brother. There she is, storytelling. And how she sailed away one night on her own iceberg, which she shared with lots of penguin friends. They played together until the little girl was tired, and she said, "I want to go home now." But it was dark and cold, and she didn't know the way. Oh dear, she wants to go home. So the penguins tucked her up in a big jumper and jackrabbit, and the little penguin snuggled in to keep her warm. And all the penguins dived into the sea and pushed the iceberg back through the night. You see it at the bottom? They're all pushing the iceberg back home. Because when you're friends, you do nice things for each other. And right through until dawn, all the way home. To where her very own baby brother was asleep in their room. Tofter tiptoed over to her baby brother's cot and put her rabbit beside him. "Wake up," she whispered. "I have to tell you about an iceberg." The end. Oh, I love that story. All about sharing and how if you share, you get friends and you have a better time. So today, when you're at home with mummy and daddy, whoever you're home with today, make sure you share everything you have and be a really good person. Kendrick Kind, everybody, today. I'm going to unmute you so you can all say goodbye. You have to unmute yourself if you want to say goodbye. Bye. There you go. Lovely to see you.